Hey, what's up, the interweb? Welcome to STARCAST, the Influencer Podcast, the Electronic Influencer Podcast, the Blockchain Influencer Podcast. My name is Hermann Djoumessi, founder of ADMP Virtual Incubator. I'm your host for today with my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Wong Kim from ESCE Business School, Paris. Our guest today is Christophe OZCAN from token-making company Tozex, a blockchain-agnostic platform enabling you to create, buy, share, and trade token. Crypto token, of course. No need to worry, though. Christophe will break down for you exactly his business and technology.
Hi, Herman. Thank you very much for your invitation. I'm glad to be here with you to discuss about blockchain and mainstream adoption and how we will try to propose a new kind of solution for financing SMEs with our product Tozex.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So what we need to know today is first and foremost, well, if you could introduce yourself in a few words, you know, who you are, what you do, and just your background in general, and your first introduction to the space as well, which is what we sometimes need to know before we get to, see who you are.
Okay, so I started to discover Bitcoin in 2013. So just by on the internet, just going through some forum talking about this potential disruption about digital cash proposed by Satoshi Nakamoto. And as I am an engineer in networking and telecommunication, I just analyzed the potential of this technology. So I started my own mining rig just to test it with just a few components at this epoch, and I started to learn about this technology. So after that, I decided to create my own company with my brother Remy in 2015. Just 2 years after, to start to educate people, to participate to some meeting. We started this in London, and until 2016, we decided to come back in Paris because of the public announcement of the Brexit.
All right. Okay.
So we started to develop a first wallet for a merchant there, but we started. We have faced a lot of lack of education from people, understanding that what is Bitcoin, how they can use for paying a coffee, something like that. So we stay with our engineering background, and we started to propose consulting services by also specific training programs, as well as technically and financial with financial possibilities regarding the cryptocurrency market. And until then, we stay at this moment a big major player in Europe for this kind of services. We have always already developed some proof of concept with Banque de Luxembourg, for example, in 2017 for settlement, banking settlement solution. We already started.
Luxembourg, the country.
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yes, the official bank, Bank of Luxembourg. Yes.
I worked in Luxembourg. So
yes. Okay. My brother too. So he started. He started there because he has a background of setting up a hedge fund in Luxembourg with Amundi, which is a big digital asset management, and after that, now until then, we decided with our own team to create our own product since 2 years ago now. Because we have seen that for us the first use case of blockchain it's financing projects, entrepreneurs, like we have seen it in 2017 with the ICO movement, that the market reached few billions in investment in a short period,
right.
And this demonstrates to us that there is a concrete use cases for such needs on the market. So,
all right, okay.
So we have already participated with such ICO on this period, and we have analyzed exactly what is the need for investors and the need for entrepreneurs to use this kind of new financing method. And that's why we have decided to develop a crowdfunding platform called Tozex to facilitate for the entrepreneurs to come on this new market, because at the moment we think that there is a lot of technical barriers.
Yes, definitely.
You have to understand that what is a smart contract, how it's used, what is the tokens, what is all the tokenomics behind that, and this is very specific and specific skills that you have to try to launch a financing ICO or STO, initial coin offering or security token offering, to try to be funded.
Okay. So you've come to the conclusion that it is actually very, very difficult to finance any projects within the space. I'd like to stress something actually. First of all, I forgot to introduce my partner in crime, Won Kim. All right. So Won Kim is there. My name is Hermann Djoumessi. I'd like to repeat again. But okay, so it is difficult to, well, not difficult, but obviously we've seen the money coming into the space, so we know people. There is enthusiasm, behind the whole blockchain ecosystem and industry, but there is a problem. We need to finance those projects, and
exactly.
Back in the days, we used to do something called the ICO, initial coin offering. A lot of problems happen out of it. What was the problem with ICO first? Can you explain us why you come into the space and what is the problem that you're actually solving into the space, if you want?
Yes, I think that the major problem it's transparency, because like initial exchange offering, for example, the goal is to issue tokens in exchange of investment.
Yeah.
Okay, so for ICO, you send 1 Bitcoin, for example, for 1,000 of a specific coin. Okay. So this is the value, of the first value of your investment. Okay. And the problem with at this moment is that all investors don't know the mechanism and all the bonuses that an entrepreneur is giving to probably the first investors, or probably on their pockets, because you have some use case that some entrepreneurs that took all the money of the investors, and after that they go to holidays and they will never come back.
Right? You have to say that. The Lambo kids, be careful. We're watching you.
And we think that this is a major trouble on the industry. When the first investors on ICOs, we need just to remind the process previously why it was a success at the early 2017, because all the investment was directly managed by a smart contract. Okay, so on this smart contract, all the process was transparent. So when you send your investment, you will receive immediately back your tokens. Yeah. So and on this smart contract, you can check all the investors. Yeah. So you have the access of all the hodlers of these tokens. Yeah. So this is public and auditable. And the second thing is that you can control, you can check the total supply and also the bonuses given at a specific, investment time. So, for example,
today or yesterday?
Previously.
Okay.
And this is why we faced a big success on this industry because of this mechanism, because it was transparent.
It was transparent.
And after that, on the industry, we some players come without a smart contract that manage the investment mechanism.
Okay.
They just issue a tokens and they distribute it to people without disclosing the bonuses, how they take on their pockets, and all different metrics and parameters. And we think that because of this, a lot of investors was just not very well informed about this.
All right, so there was a matter of trust, lack of trust, should we say? And there was also another phenomenon that we kind of hinted about previously also. It's this whole pump and dump phenomenon that we had around ICOs as well.
Yes.
What is a pump and dump?
So a pump and dump mechanism, it's that, for example, if you give me 1,000 euros, I will give you 70% of bonuses of the public price of my token. Right. So it means that you have 70% benefits immediately when we make a deal. Okay? This is called private sale. Okay, so just you and me, we made this deal.
All right.
Me, I am the entrepreneurs, and you are the first investors.
All right.
And I distribute, this kind of just first amount of tokens with these huge bonuses because I need your funds, to make the public offering.
Okay.
So this is the first need. Okay. And after that, on the public offering, I will propose, for example, only 10% for public investors.
Right.
Okay. To raise more money. And because I gave to you 70% with a bag, you have a bag hodler, and you just decide to take back your profit just after
sometime the next minute, right?
Yes,
we've seen that. Yeah,
and you are impacting the new investors that are coming and investing in your project, and you are dumping on their face. To be honest. And with this kind of mechanism, so after that, you have probably 1,000 or 10,000 people that have trust on your project, and they lost their money because you make such deals that was not.
This is the price coming down.
And this is kind of pump and dump mechanism, and the first investors just dump all their investment just to buy it cheaper
later
again. You understand? And you make it a lot of time. Yes, exactly.
Because they do a pump and dump today, then they wait another week, they do another pump and dump, and they can do that all the time. So that's really, really, really bad for trust, of course. And in the space, we've seen a lot of that. So now you've come up with different solution. I have to stress that there are other solutions available in the market, right? There is the IEO, Initial Exchange Offering. We're going to go back and talk about it. But now you have your own solutions that, should I say that you've created it yourself?
Yes.
Is that true? Okay. So you call it the BRO.
Yes.
I'm going to let you explain us what is the BRO, please.
The BRO, it's a believers reward offering. So on the terminology, you have believers. So believers, it's for us the first investors because they will believe on your project, and their expectation is that your project will be developed with their funds, and after that they will have profits. So this is normal situation for investor, and we have decided to create the first mechanism to minimize the pump and dump phenomenon. So it's more a crowd lending, mechanism because the investors will invest first in stablecoin and not in Bitcoin. So the advantage for this is that they will not be impacted, by the Bitcoin market volatility.
Just one thing, please. What is a stable coin?
So yes, a stable coin, it's just, a digital asset or digital currency pledged on a fiat currency. Okay. So for example, we have a lot of fiat currency like dollars that and yuan and probably euro. In the coming months, you have institutions that issue this kind of stable coin, which is paid one stable coin, for example, one Tether or one USDC, it's equal to $1 real. Okay, and this it's very important for us to propose this kind of investment, this kind of means of investment. It's to stabilize the initial investment, because when you start a public offering, probably for 1 or 2 months. And if you accept Bitcoin or Ethereum, your investors that have to first enter on the market to buy Ether or Bitcoin at a specific price. Probably tomorrow it's lesser than yesterday. And the first sentiment is that I lost something or I win something in the other case. So the initial investment, it's not fair for all investors.
Of course.
It's not fair. So we decided to use this kind of digital assets called stable coin. So this is the first entry point. So when you come to invest or to lend your money, you will send, for example, $1,000 in stable coin. Okay, doesn't matter if you use Tether, USDC, DIA. You have a lot of stable coin at the moment on the market. You will invest $1. Okay. And after that, the mechanism, it's more crowd lending. So it's like you will have a capital and interest. So you will lend us 1,000, and we will decide to reimburse you on the smart contract half in stablecoin and half in our utility tokens. Why we are doing that? Because it will mitigate the volatility for your investment related to the volatility of our utility tokens.
So for $1,000, I have already $500 that will be definitely it's euro. So 1,000 euros, I have 500 euros that are definitely more or less stable, and the rest of the 500 euros will be in
Toz token. Yes, exactly. And this is allow you to have I think that a first portfolio of investment for 1,000 euro, but your risk it's only on 500 euros. So we are decreasing 50%
of your risk
for the investors.
For the investors.
Okay, so this is very important. And after that, we have also a mechanism that we will credit, we will give your tokens or your Toz tokens, and you can back your reimbursement of your capital.
Toz token TOZ.
TOZ, yes. Each quarter. Okay. So the maximum of the investment, it will depend on the period, but also on the amount that you are willing to lend. So for example, the minimum period it's 9 months, and the maximum it's 18 months. So if you lend us 20,000 euros, we have a matrix that will let you have you back with all your capital interest in stable and in Toz token after 9 months. So we divide all of this in quarters, and each quarter we will give you back, this. And each, which is very important, is that each investors if you invest today, the quarter of the distribution, it started today. So you have now and 3 months. If you have another investor that come tomorrow, it will start tomorrow plus 3 months.
Okay.
So why we have decided to do this?
So
it's also
calendar, right?
exactly to make a dilution of reimbursement.
Right.
Because if all the investors get back immediately, at the same time their investment, they can also impact the secondary market, so the exchange, by selling it, impacting probably at the same time the value of the token. So we make also some mechanism of dilution to avoid this kind of dumping problem.
Again another issue. It's another way of mitigating the pump and dump issue. So there is a stable coin, then there is the fact that you spread over a calendar period of time how you getting your interest back from your investment.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So that way, you mitigate the effect of the pump and dump. So that's very interesting. But is the exchange? I mean, I think a lot of people now are familiar, especially in France. We say that people are familiar with crowdfunding platforms like there is KissKissBankBank, there is Kickstarter, right? I think I think most people can relate to that. Is the everyday man and the everyday woman can they access that platform if they want to finance a startup, the brother startup or the sister startup or whatever?
Yes, exactly. So the goal it's to provide this kind of user-friendly tool.
Okay, it's user-friendly, all right.
Because the first challenge is to be mainstream, so people that don't understand the how blockchain is working, they have to have the tools behind. So what we decided to do is to provide for investors and entrepreneurs to have a unique platform for them to invest or to finance their project. Okay, so all the tools that we are creating will be very friendly. So you don't need for example, to know what is a public or private key. Okay, to invest. Right. You don't need as entrepreneurs to hire developers to develop your smart contract for issuing your token. You just have to come on the platform and just filling the forms with all the parameters, the ticker name, the total supply that you want to issue, and so forth. And you just click create, and you have a pop-up that deploy it on the for example on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay. So that's it. So this is the goal for investors to come and to issue their tokens and invest after find investors on the platform. And for investors, it's another dashboard. So they will have,
what do they see exactly?
They will
see a list of startups, and
they will see a list of projects describing the vision, describing the product, describing the team, the company, where it's based, and a lot of information, also plugged with social media. For them to check, the project, and if there is interest for them to invest. Okay. So this platform will not be related for only, for example, a specific industry like real estate, but we will be a marketplace. Okay. So if you are investors in real estate and you are looking for a project to invest in real estate, you will have this kind of project that are looking for investors. If you have, for example, music players that are issuing a project with royalties, for musician, they can come and have the same forms, and same display like other project. And for investors, it's very easy to filter it and to say, okay, this project it's relevant for me because I click on it, and I decide to, I have all the information.
My credit card
I have all the information of the project. I decide to invest, so I click to invest, and after that, they can invest using credit card, Visa, MasterCard.
Normal credit card?
Yes, normal.
Okay. Visa, whatever, okay.
And also Apple Pay, for example,
Pay, okay,
PayPal as well.
Yeah.
And they are cryptocurrency, if they have cryptocurrency.
Right.
On the process, on the pipe. So after that, they invest. So all the process, it's of investment. It's converted in stable coin.
Okay.
And the stable coin is directly sent, to the smart contract for investment.
All right. Okay.
So the investor just provide us, before making the payment, all the information related to the KYC.
All right. So I'm going to stop you there. You're saying that the stable coin goes into the smart contract, doesn't go back to the investor, but what the investor gets is what? The token.
Yes,
all
exactly.
Right, okay,
You get back the token after the investment. So like, traditional ICO or STO investment, you the counterparty is to get back a token. So this is the value of your investment. Immediately you receive it. So this is very important. And not you have don't wait, a few months or a few years to receive it because of a lack of regulation or internal team problems.
Okay.
Because first we have made on the platform the due diligence to be sure that the proposal, the project is legitimate.
Okay. All right. So that's interesting. So for you, what are the? We're gonna go a bit off track there, but what are the best top 5 cryptocurrencies for you, if there are any?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that Bitcoin will stay the king. For me, it's the benchmark.
It's the benchmark
of the market.
Okay.
And
it's the use case, right? So
yeah, I think that
use case
yes, it's the first, and I don't think that any other crypto at the moment will be more impacting, the industry. Okay. So we can, for example, talk about Ethereum, but Ethereum it's also a good cryptocurrency and a good infrastructure for smart contract.
Smart contract, yeah.
But we have newcomers, new engineering solution, more recent, that can bring more scalability. They have, for me, a lot of potential. We can talk about for example, I think that Cosmos, it's very interesting in terms of interoperability. So it will bring a lot of new use cases about, for example, using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other, existing
Cosmos
platforms.
Is trying to bring all those different blockchain into the same space.
So it will depend, I think, in the goal of the cryptocurrency behind. I think that in cryptocurrency like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cosmos, credits as well. One project that I'm involved, it's infrastructure currency. It's not a security token or it's more the use case. It will be more depending on the use of the infrastructure itself. You understand? So I think that this kind of currency will be stay sustainable. For example, at the moment we are seeing a new type of currency. It's I call it exchange currency, like BNB token, like UOB token. So this is a new type.
Bitcoin.
BNB, it's Binance, and you have also UOB token. It's for UOB exchange. So you have exchanges that are now issuing their own tokens because they have a business model behind,
of course,
for fees, for also involving some new project to be listed on their platform.
But that's more a utility token, right?
I don't.
So,
For me, it's not more an ESCE token. It will depends. For me, BNB, it's not Binance Coin. It's not an ESCE token because they provide discount, for the use of their services.
Okay,
so if you have BNB, you have lesser fees than if you pay, in fiat currency on their platform. You understand?
Right.
So in this kind of things, you don't have it when you are using Ethereum. You pay for what you use. Or Bitcoin is the same.
Yeah.
You pay the fees for making a transaction. And we have this new kind of digital currency that are coming. You have also security tokens like for example Bitbond was a first security token powered in Germany.
Okay.
So backed by the BaFin. So we are seeing I think new digital assets coming with specific use cases, business model that we can call it tokenomics. And I think that this kind of new project will be the future because they will propose a new business model. And for investors, it will be also for them easily to invest few euros, for example, just to diversify their investment. And they will have back, directly an asset on their pockets. So it's not like you are investing in stocks or bonds. You have to go to the platform, and on the platform all is it's recorded. Now you have the blockchain for that, so all the investment that you are making can be directly reflected on your pocket. So I think that this is the most powerful things for investors and entrepreneurs to understand that they have a new tool, to disrupt probably the traditional financing system.
Okay, yeah. So that's very interesting. And you've said something just right now, which is actually a very important word. It's tokenomics, right? Which is token and economics.
Yes.
And how could you define your vision of tokenomics?
Yes. So I think that like we have a traditional business model when you are launching, a project, you have to forecast financials. Here is the same. You have to forecast, not the business model directly made by your company, but the business model directly made by your product. So it's very completely it's a new way to think. And when you are investing on a company, you are also by default investing on their products. But with tokenomics, when you are investing directly on the products, not on the company, because the company probably have different products. But you invest on this one because of the industry, for example. Yes, and you believe also on the industry where this product is designed for. You understand? And after that, you also have the possibility to create incentives, for example, using the platform. So we are seeing a lot of new platform like exchanges that give you some favorite services because you have already their tokens, so you have invested on their platform, and you have their tokens on your pocket because of this you have some premium services. And we think that this business model can be applied to many industries. For music, for example, we can just now think about that. If you are an artist, you can just probably decide to tokenomize your content,
music, your art,
and you decide to distribute it to your first believers or followers, okay,
and actually make money, guys.
And like
important, right?
and like royalties, after that, if you reach 1 million views in YouTube, you can probably distribute a part of it to your first followers, in money, if you want, in services, probably some free tickets for your next concert, and so forth. So I think that the end user will be more directly in this new way of think of investing and also marketing things.
Yeah, so that's very important. So that's the idea of I mean, if it's money, it will be programmable money. If it's a share, it will be a programmable share.
Yes.
If it's right, so that's for the people, and of course, if it's programmable, I guess you can now can you program the life cycle of that token or that economy or that product? Is that what you are going to do with tokenomics?
I think that's what you can do. It's you can do everything, because it's just only a few lines of code.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But on Tozex, it's very important that we give you the tools for you to invest, but we give you also the tools for you as investors to track your investment.
Right.
Okay. So when you invest, you will have a dashboard.
You have a dashboard
provided
by Tozex.
Yes, provided by Tozex, by saying that okay, I'm investing in this project 2 years ago at this price. Now I have all the tokens, or I have sell it on the market at this price. I have made benefits from X% or loss from X%. So it will be an important tool for investors, but also for entrepreneurs to track also the performance of their asset. So this is the first things, and regarding the life cycle, of course you can do it, but for investment, I think that the life cycle will be ended if your product if no one use your product. You understand?
Of course, yeah. That's always going to be the problem. So where is the community? All right.
Exactly. So if there is no one, no customers, no community. So I think that. Yes, the value of your platform and also on the asset behind will be impacted. So this is just a mirror, of it. We can call it a digital mirror of your businesses.
Right, digital mirror of your business. I like that. That's a very good idea. A digital mirror. And so going back to Tozex then. I guess you're working with Bitcoin.
On Tozex, so we at the first development site, we will only propose to acquire Bitcoin, so buying, selling it, not investing with it.
Okay. So
this is the first things important, because as I told you before, what we want is to minimize, the volatility risk for investors.
Okay, fair enough. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, what else?
We will also propose EOS, on the platform, credits, and we have probably 5 more infrastructure currency that we will propose to
you were a miner, so you're comfortable juggling from one blockchain to the other, but what does that mean about what does that say about you guys? You're not really aligned to a particular blockchain system. So is that what people call a blockchain agnostic?
Yes, this is very important for us to propose to issue or invest in different blockchain infrastructure. Right. Why? Because some of them are some of them, for example, in Ethereum, if you want to use Ethereum for IoT system, it's not made for that because of the latency, because of technical challenges. So what we want is that if you want to use Ethereum for your business and your use case, you can do it, okay? But we think that like Cosmos, like new project, new infrastructure project, you will have the opportunity also to use them because of their innovation, okay? And this innovation will depend on your use cases. So for investors have just to trust, the entrepreneurs, because the entrepreneurs have this, due diligence to select the good infrastructure for their project.
Right.
And when they have chosen this infrastructure, they will decide to issue their own, token on this infrastructure. Right. So that's why we cannot only propose Bitcoin for issuing tokens, Ethereum. Like we are, a global marketplace. So we have also to provide different infrastructure for entrepreneurs and investors to invest. And our challenge is to do it at the most user-friendly way.
Exactly.
So this is our challenge. Right. So we have to maintain a smart contract library. We have to maintain the wallet interaction with different blockchains. So this is our engineering responsibility.
Right.
And behind that, the users they have just to use it, and that's why they are paying our services as well.
Right. So hence the blockchain big issue. Right. So one big issue. Another big issue that's going to definitely come, because we are kind of with this whole blockchain space, we are reinventing, finance and how we finance and build startup. So, which means that there is somebody above us, which is called sometimes it's called the regulator, the government, or whatever it is. And how does it fly for you? I mean, how does did you have any problem? Did you have any issues at European level or French level? Whatever, how do you cope with that? I mean, what's the challenge today? What's the regulatory challenge you have to face, in order to achieve what you try to achieve?
think that, yes, I think that regulation will be also always a challenge for innovation, because
regulation is part of innovation.
I think that regulators come just after innovation.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Because they have to understand how it's working. They need times to also be educated and understand the vision, of the potential industry.
Right.
So at this moment, I think that, for example, in France, we have a lot of knowledge with the regulator. For example, if we discuss with the ADMP, it's the French Authority of Market.
Okay.
And,
so the equivalent of the SEC in America, and
exactly.
Right.
And the FCA in UK, for example.
Okay.
And they understand, the potential of this disruptive, technology for, issuing digital currency or digital asset.
All right.
And their goal is to protect investors and also actors on this industry.
Of course, yeah.
So if you came to them, with proposing them to help them, on to provide them tools, concrete tools, to protect investors and also to help SMEs to finance their projects on a transparency way, by respecting existing regulation, financial regulation in our case. There is no reason that they will not give us their commitment,
of course,
because we will respect GDPR for data, we will respect KYC and AML procedure, European procedure, because we are making partnership with each, specific needs.
All right.
So we cannot reinvent the wheel.
No.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So we just partners with strong partners in their respective industry.
Right.
For KYC and AML, we are using Summit Substance, which is, big players, working with BlaBlaCar, for example, in France.
Right. Okay.
And they have all the, the licenses to do that. So we have just to use their services,
right.
like they are proposing us. And this is the same for banking services. So we have to work with a bank that are open, about our project. And that's why we make the circle partnership for US market, for example.
All right.
And we will work on this kind of partnerships to,
US market, what do you mean?
US market for having US investors have the possibility for them to invest on Tozex project.
Right, okay. So you had to do a partnership with whom over there in America?
With Circle and
Circle, okay.
Yes,
right.
and Circle. Okay. It's an exchange backed by JP Morgan.
Okay.
And
JP Morgan.
Yes.
The big JP Morgan.
Exactly.
All right, so you're in the company of good people, I guess. Okay, that's very interesting. I think there is one last issue there. That's going to be our last question, or close to our last question, I guess. What is your vision for the 21st century blockchain of the future? I mean, how are we going to create the conditions that will generate or that will create this space, basically? What is your vision for that? How do you foresee the future in the blockchain space?
So I think that on the blockchain space, first, the financial sector is going to adopt it.
All right.
Because financial sectors like banks. They will issue their own stablecoin, so their own assets.
So stablecoin is a thing that
I think
will remain stable,
yes,
right? Okay.
Yes, and I think that it's a resilient use case for banks.
Okay.
Because now they are facing some troubles about trust on their institutions.
Yes,
and they have also to bring more transparency, and blockchain will be a solution for that.
Okay, all right.
So I think that more stablecoin issued by central banks will be in the coming years.
All right. Common. We're going to see that everywhere.
Very common.
We're going to see central bank issuing
in every
coin, in
country,
every country, in every
or region.
It
depends. So this is for me the first metrics to analyze the adoption.
Okay. Right.
By traditional financing system.
Okay.
The other things is that we will see a lot of new projects to propose their own asset.
Right.
So for different kind of investment, or only just to make an asset for fun.
Okay,
for example, yesterday I was talking with a woman that issue a token on Ethereum for the bar mitzvah of his son.
Right, good.
You see,
okay,
just for funny,
just for fun, right?
She made that, and
it's not a CryptoKitties kind of phenomenon.
So I think that gaming also will use it.
Gaming will be huge, I'm sure.
And different industry will use it because they are saying that there is a huge potential for value, for digital value behind.
I mean, if you already use the Poké coin, the FIFA coin, if you play the game, so why not issuing your own token for your new game? All right.
Fidelity, or rewarding, your your community. So I think that we will see more
so tokenomics will become
kind of application.
gameonomics, even, you know, to have its own specific approach.
Why not?
Yeah, okay, all right.
Why not? And I think that the new generation it's also more open for this kind of innovation than my parents, for example, because they don't know what's a wallet and probably they will never use it. But yes, for the future, I'm thinking a good future for blockchain because of this potential innovation.
Okay, right. Okay, that was really interesting. I think we're gonna have a meetup, right? Around the 2020, right?
Yes.
Maybe Wang, can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Thank you, Hermann. I'm Dr. Wang Kim, and I am the director of the Masters at ESCE. This is the first accredited Masters of Blockchain Project Design in France.
Number one, folks, number one.
And we are going to have a meetup with Christophe and so you can meet him live. And that will be January 11th at our campus in the 15th arrondissement in Paris. And you can find us at Eventbrite if you just type a think tank, Master ESCE, or even Christophe OZCAN, and you can find us there. And please sign up, and hopefully we'll see you.
Yeah, it's near the Eiffel Tower, right?
Yeah, it's
okay. There you go. So it's very easy to find. Christophe, thank you again for coming. It was a pleasure talking to you. Tozex is definitely one platform, that we think is going to stay because for us, it's doing crowdfunding, right?
Yes.
And we've seen the success of KissKissBankBank or Kickstarter. And so we know definitely that we would need a platform like yours to actually finance projects. So thank you again, and
thank you to you for inviting me.
Yes,
and
it was a pleasure, of course.
Let me explain my vision and also the potential of blockchain on all industries.
Well, I hope we did justice to it. We're trying to simplify the whole thing, make it simple for you guys to listen to and understand it. And definitely, I think Christophe is definitely working towards doing a very user-friendly platform. It should be as simple as sending an email, really, right? That's
exactly.
really the sort of standards we going towards. So that's going to be really interesting. So please check it out. Can you remind us the website, please?
It's tozex.io.
Okay, tozex.io. Right, so that's very simple. Okay, and we shall see you again, guys. That was STARCAST, the podcast for influencers, electronic influencers, and blockchain influencers. Thank you very much. Bye bye.